Hey guys, jumping on here to do a really quick review because I am racing against the clock right now. The sun is setting in my apartment, but I finally got all of the East-West bags that I have been waiting for. I ordered them within the past month, and I've been waiting for them to slowly trickle in so I can do a big overhaul and comparison video. Again, another one to help me decide which bag I should be keeping, but also one that I thought would be really helpful to you guys to hear and see about, because again, I feel like 2024 was the start of the East-West bag trend, and 2025 is just going to continue that trend. East-West bags are so hot right now, and the funny thing is, for the longest time I was not into East-West bags, but then something like overnight just changed for me and clicked into place, so I became obsessed with them. And you know me, I've been in this like obsession stage with Coach. So two of the three bags are from Coach and one of them is not, and that's the brand I also really want to like talk about and show you guys in case people want to explore outside of Coach. Because after a while, I will say I love Coach, don't get me wrong, but after a while I do want to start exploring other brands and kind of getting out of my comfort zone. Okay, without further ado, let's get right into them. The three bags I want to showcase today are sitting right here with me, and they kind of go from least casual to most casual, so more refined to more casual bags. Let's start off with the star of the show, which is the most elevated bag of the three, is Miss Coach Empire 34, I believe, is the correct formal name. That's her passport name, that's her government name, but I like to just call her the Coach Empire East-West bag. She is in this gorgeous, and let me put her in the sun so you can see. Oh my god, look at that shine, look at that color. She is in the color maple brown, and in the sunlight she is this gorgeous like chocolatey brown. In not direct sunlight, she is still a gorgeous chocolatey brown, but she is more of a darker brown. So I feel like the color alone, they nailed it. I personally love maple. I have multiple maple items. She is that it girl. This brown is amazing, and again, she is made in that glazed leather, so you can see it better if I tilt here, but you see all those like texture, all the crinkles. That is actually intentional. How they made the glazed leather is there is a coating on top of the let me see, genuine full grain leather, which also is a top tier leather quality type that they used on their more luxe bags. And so to make the glazed leather, I do believe they put a coating on top to give it that special effect. Very crinkly, but it's not crinkly in person, if that makes sense. Like there's patent leather that if you crinkle it, it's very like, it makes a lot of sound in person. This one does not, and she still retains a really soft factor, and she is amazing. The quality of this leather is top tier. I don't have another Empire to compare her to, but just compared to some of my other bags I have, this is great. She's in that glazed leather, and just look at her. She is just the epitome of chicness and refinement. So I would say, for me, like looks alone, top notch. The row, you guys can sit down because we've got Coach now, baby, and the Empire line is just screaming, quiet luxury, refined, timeless. This might even like be the new it bag. Like Coach is coming for the industry, and the Empire really is that girl. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons. I would say pros, beauty. Look at her. Really beautiful straps. They're thin, but they have structure to them, so you can see they hold up by themselves. She's got feet, which we love. Feet is always a bonus. And she's even got a zipper, so you don't have to worry about wearing her and like someone reaching in and grabbing your stuff. She's got a really nice zipper. Do you see how easy it was to just whoop, close it and open it? So let me do that again, more seamlessly. There you go. You open her up. She is spacious. Like, you can fit 2 water bottles in here if you wanted to. So she is not only gorgeous, she is also practical. I would say there is only one con of her that I want to call out. Okay, I lied. Maybe a con and a half. For the other 2 bags, which I'll show you later, they do have this little clasp that they provide as part of the bag that you can close or open with a button that keeps the 2 straps together. And the reason why is because when she sits on the shoulder, mod shots. Let me provide some mod shots. Here she is, sits on the shoulder very comfortably, but without that clasp, sometimes, especially if you don't have a lot of stuff in your bag, I do see how this one strap could probably start falling off, especially with wear if she gets more like floppy and like loses the structure a little bit. I will say I tested her out at home, and when she does have stuff in the bag, she sits very comfortably on my shoulders, like this. So I haven't had that big of an issue with the straps falling off, but I will say if it had that little clasp, it would secure it even more so. And honestly, Coach, for a bag of this price, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't include it with the bag. It's a little bit of a design flaw, but it's not a deal breaker because I can easily get that clasp like on Amazon or something and then attach it myself. So again, here are mod shots. She's really comfortable. She is a shoulder bag girl, and I'm very picky with my shoulder bags because growing up, I don't know if it was just like a millennial thing, but it was always like crossbodies for the longest time. I was like only crossbodies, and only recently have I gotten into shoulder bags. But for me to like a shoulder bag, it has to be able to sit very comfortably on the shoulder. On top of that, it can't be an armpit bag, like it can't be up here. So the fact that this has a very good drop length, I'm very happy with that. And so I can just rest my arm down here and really be comfortable with how it sits against my body. So it kind of hits my waist when I'm standing up. So yeah, I think honestly that is the only con of this bag, is some of the designs. Actually, I lied. The only con, true con of this bag, which for some people might not even be a con, but again, I'm reviewing this bag personally to see if I should keep it for myself, is that she is so luxe and upscale that I really don't think I can wear her as an everyday bag. Like, look at her. She screams to me, I'm going out with my girlfriends. I'm going out to a nice dinner. She's, you know, I'm going out to town on a special night where I'm gonna enjoy myself. Or she screams, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a business boss babe, and I'm going out to my office job in the city, you know? I work remotely, so I'm mostly at home, and I'm also at that stage in life where when I'm not at home, I'm just wearing athleisure. So for me, that's when the girl math kind of comes into play a little bit, where am I gonna get that much use out of her? The girl math is telling me that cost per wear, I might not be able to use her that often because she is just so elevated that I feel like in order to wear her, I have to dress up. Which in my previous video I did. You know, I threw on a blazer, I threw on some dress pants, a skirt, like the whole shebang. And let's be honest, I don't dress like that every day. So I'm just a little worried about the cost per wear. Although, again, for 500 bucks, this quality of a bag, you kind of can't beat it. So this is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. And now the problem is just, can I justify keeping her in my collection if I can't really style her that much or wear her out that much? But otherwise, just singularly by itself, the bag is an A+, and I highly recommend you grab one. Right now they only have the glazed leather type bags out, and I did hear that later in the fall, which they debuted on the runway, the fall runway, they are supposed to be coming out with more of their normal leathers, so basically not shiny, it's just a matte regular leather finish, and those should be coming out in the fall. So if you're still hesitant about the glazed leather look, which I highly suggest you try out before you know, write it off, which is what I did, then you can wait for fall for the normal leather. But otherwise, I love this bag, and I think Coach knocked it out of the park with this one. I can't wait to see like what other colors they come out with. If they came out with a burgundy Merlot for this bag, I'm done. I'm finished. But brown would probably be my next or number one pick because I just love brown and I can style it so much more. So yeah, let me know if you picked one up. If you did, do you love it? Do you like it? Are you thinking about getting one? If not, I really recommend you go into your Coach store to at least like check it out and try it on because it is phenomenal. Moving on, the second bag I want to review is the second Coach bag that I picked up, and it's quite different from the first one, which is why I picked it up. And here it is. She is the Coachtopia Alter Ego bag in maple color brown. That is a mouthful, I know, but yeah, here she is from Coachtopia, and it's really interesting because I feel like the Alter bag versus the Empire is similar but also so different because, as you can tell, this one is a very chic and dressed up. She's just very special occasion bag and stylish, versus the reason why I picked up Miss Alter Ego here is that when I first saw her, I instantly thought of Miu Miu, and I just love how casual she is. Again, very classic rectangular shape. I do believe lengthwise this is referred to as an east-west bag, but I think in terms of the style of that like boxy rectangular shape, she can also be considered as a bowling bag of sort. And it's interesting because in 2024, both the east-west style and the general bowling bag motif model of bags have been so popular. And so, you know, Miu Miu was at the front and center of that trend. And of course, Coach just had to release their own version, which I think they did a great job of. Essentially capturing the essence of how fun and carefree and casual this bag is. She basically looks like a little chocolate bar. I'm trying to hold her in the light so you can see just how good she looks in different lighting. And what's really cool about the Coachtopia bags, I heard in the past that the bags are kind of a hit and miss, but the newer generation of Alter Ego bags that Coachtopia has been coming out with has been so fire, because in the past, what I believe is like they would take leather straps and kind of make and upcraft their Coachtopia bags. And so sometimes the bags would come out a little bit more plasticky or just very stiff and hard, and they wouldn't have that nice leather feel that the Coach retail bags are known for. With the new line of Alter Ego bags, however, I think they were so smart because they've basically guaranteed the quality of these bags because they are repurposing, upcycling, and reusing the leather scraps from each of their main retail line bags, such as the Tabby, the Brooklyn, the really popular bags like such. And the idea is, you know, they're making those bags and it's so popular that they have a lot of leftover scraps that instead of throwing them away or, you know, just throwing them into the trash, they're finding ways to upcycle and use them so that they're reducing the amount of waste that they produce. So this bag in particular, the satchels, I do believe this leather is made from the same bag as the Coach Brooklyn bags, which in 2024 caught everyone by storm. Like, everyone wanted a Brooklyn bag. It was like the it bag of the year. So I think that was really smart of them because basically now you are guaranteed to have a bag with the same high quality leather as the Brooklyn bags, but in a much more fun and casual design. And so they were able to incorporate these little checkerboard square prints and pieces into this bag so they can create a brand new bag from scratch while reducing waste at the same time. And I love that concept. Personally, for me, the reason why she still looks like a mummy and she's all wrapped up is because I actually got her first, and then I saw them release the Empire. And of course, I love brown, you know, but I couldn't justify keeping another brown bag because beyond just the Empire, I have a couple of other maple brown bags from Coach. And so I think, personally, just from a color preference point, and because I have already so many maple bags, I might be returning her, and I'm really, really hoping they release this style in more colors, such as maybe a cognac brown or another neutral color that I could really use from day to day. Um, Otherwise, she is a 9 out of 10. I love her. She is so soft and squishy, and um, she looks small, but she's mighty. So let me put her on to mod shot it for you. But just like the other one, I feel like the drop length is perfect. Again, no armpit bagging right here. There's plenty of space for me to put my arm down and rest it on the side. She's very comfortable. In fact, out of the 3 bags, I would say lengthwise and size-wise, she's actually the best fit for my frame. And one other thing I wanted to call out is what I was talking about in the Empire that was missing, and that this bag has it, the other bag has it, is, do you see this? I know she's all wrapped up, sorry about that. Do you see this clasp here where there's like a button closure? So the idea is when you wear her, you can put the 2 straps together, and this usually will go up higher, and then you can button it together. And the idea is, so when you're wearing her, you're just technically combining the straps so that it's one singular strap you have to worry about, instead of 2 that's, you know, moving around and flopping around when you're using the bag. Because as you can see, with 2 straps, especially if they're thin and maybe if you're not carrying too much, there is a chance that it could easily slip off the shoulder and just be really inconvenient. So that's why earlier in the Empire, I did call it the fact that I was a bit bummed they didn't also have this contraption built into the bag of the Empire, because I think this was a really good, nice detail that they added for the Coachtopia bag. Fun, everyday bag that you can wear casually, but you could also dress it up, because the reason why is, like, they give you a lot of opportunities to, like, put charms here, D-ring. They really allow you to personalize it, even down to the strap length. Right here, there's buckles here so that you can adjust the length on either side of the straps and on both sides of the bag as well. So I think this is a great everyday bag because it could really appeal to a lot of different people and their personal preferences in terms of, you know, strap length, how you dress it up or down. And she is, I would say she's smaller than Empire. Let me do a quick review of the size difference. So here's an Empire. She is quite lengthy. And here's the alter ego bag, so if you put them on top of each other, you can see the Empire is quite a bit longer. Width-wise, the Empire is also wider, definitely at the base, and then it tapers up on top. So I would say you can definitely carry more stuff with the Empire. For myself, however, I don't carry too much. So honestly, the size of the alter ego bag is perfect for me and actually better for my everyday needs. I would say, you know, the Empire, I feel like you can carry like 2 water bottles, probably even 3, and then all your essential goodies. Here, I know she might look smaller, but she is small but mighty. So again, open her up. And here she is. She's very straightforward. She's a rectangular bag. I love that there are no dividers inside. The only dividers is one side there's a larger, you know, slip pocket, and then the other side is a smaller card holder pocket right here. So very versatile and useful, but they kept it minimal so that you can just really throw whatever you need in there. And one really big thing I wanted to call out that I love about this bag is that if you open her up, you see the leather, it is a full leather lined, and that is so rare nowadays. Even within the Coach retail line itself, there are so many bags that are lined with fabric and like other materials, which I also love, but I think it's a step above because even some luxury designer bags nowadays do not have a fully leathered line interior. So that, and when I feel it, it feels like the same type of leather as on the outside. So you're going to get that same buttery, smooth leather feeling on the outside and on the interior when you use your bag. I know for some people that might be a con because that might mean you have to be a little bit more careful about what you throw in here, but honestly, I feel like the leather is very durable. It doesn't feel super thin, so I don't think you have to baby your bag that much. But for me, it is a plus because I feel like it just ups the luxuriousness of the bag. And so this to me is a great green flag. In here, I'm pretty sure you could actually fit 2 water bottles of your choice, maybe just not a giant hydro flask. And then, you know, sunnies. I think it could even fit some maybe like mini iPads or journals for sure. Nothing too large, but if you have like the mini size of them, I think you can fit in here. So as a personal preference, this is where the girl math comes into play, where, don't get me wrong, I love the Empire. Like, look at her. She is just pure beauty, fashion. You know, she's giving, I'm that girl, and, you know, look at me. But on the other hand, she's giving, oh, you know, effortless, cute, you know, just going out, doing whatever, running my errands. And honestly, with my lifestyle right now, I do feel like I would get more wear out of more of a casual satchel bag than I would out of the Empire. I love her, don't get me wrong, she's one of a kind. But in terms of girl math and cost per wear, I do think I'll get more bang for my buck out of the Coachtopia Alter Ego bag. So that's my overall review of the Coach Alter Ego checkerboard bag or satchel bag. I absolutely love her. I rate her a 9 out of 10. And for personal preference, I feel like I would use her more. The only thing now I have to consider is, do I need another brown bag, or should I return her for, say, like maybe the black one with silver hardware, because I don't really have a lot of black bags, and or should I just return her now and wait and hope that they create more colors of this bag, because I absolutely love it. She's so luxe but casual at the same time, so I feel like for my personal lifestyle, I would use this bag the most. So yeah. Okay, last but not least, this is the final bag that I'm reviewing to compare all the East-West bags that I picked up. And this one is not from Coach, which is why I saved her for last so that we can do a full, thorough review. Here she is. She is that it bag from the brand Marge Sherwood. And don't let the brand name fool you, but she's actually a Korean-based brand. I do believe the designers and owners of the brand, they were like inspired by this one character from a specific movie that they watched and named it after her. So she was already kind of popping up in my radar last year, but like I said, it was this weird like overnight change where I was not into East-West bags, or shoulder bags for that matter. And then overnight, out of nowhere, all of a sudden I was obsessed with them. So when I picked up the Coach East-West bags, both the Empire and the Alter Ego, I knew I also had to pick this girl up to do a comparison, because I feel like she is the perfect hybrid of the two. So again, the Empire is very structured, very like luxe and you know, for special occasion type of bag, versus the Alter Ego bag is much more down to earth, fun, and casual. And so for the people who are kind of looking for a bag that is right in between the two of them, I think this is it, because it's got that very similar silhouette, east-west, thin straps, you know, but what makes her a hybrid and a chameleon between the two is that you can dress her up or dress her down, because she has the very similar silhouette, sleek silhouette as the Empire. So, you know, a lot more slimmer, and they both are wider at the base and then taper up with rounded edges at the top. And because of this more minimal design, it keeps it quite elegant. But the fact that this is in plain leather and there's no other prints or whatnot, I feel like it still keeps her a bit more elevated than, say, the satchel bag, which is just very, you know, like schoolgirl reminiscence, where it's just a rectangle shape, versus this has a little bit more of an edge to her. So I think that is the reason why this is the perfect hybrid between super casual and super formal. And to talk a little bit more about her, she is also in a brown and in a type of glazed leather where you can see she's a little glossier and shiny, and she has those like striations that are from the way they glazed the leather. I will say though, her glazing is quite different from the Empire, so you can still see there's striations and there's color variation. But between the Empire, you can see that the glazing that they did on Empire is quite wrinkly, I would even say, quite textured. And then the Marge Sherwood is much smoother. So I don't think you get as crinkly as a texture overall. So that could also come down to personal preference, whether you want that very high shine glossy look, then you might like the Empire. But if you want something a little bit more toned down, then the Marge Sherwood is perfect. I think they glazed it without overdoing it, so in case you're not really comfortable with that glazed leather look, which I initially was not. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. This is the perfect in between. Size wise, I would say she's much more comparable to the Alter Ego bag. The Alter Ego is a bit wider, so you can see the base there. The Marge Sherwood is taller, and in terms of length, the Marge Sherwood is a little bit longer, just a tad bit, but I think because their dimensions are probably going to balance out and equal the same, because again, thinner, slimmer, but wider and bulkier. Thinner, slimmer, longer, wider and thicker, but shorter. I think in the end, size comparison wise, they do end up being the same and balancing it out. So when I open her up, she also has that clasp here that's much more easy to see. So again, you just unclasp her, and then you have both straps open, and then when you want to wear her and be more secure about it, you just button her up again. So here she is. If you open her, really nice zipper. There she is, pretty basic, very similar to the Alter Ego bag in that she has a zipper compartment right here, and then a card compartment right here, card slot. The Alter Ego bag is not zippered. That one's a button, and this one is a zipper. And here's where the differences are a little bit more apparent. For the Alter Ego bag, again, my pro for it was that it was fully leather lined and felt very luxe to me. If that is a con for some people, because again, some people might feel like that's more upkeep, or you have to be more careful about what you throw in your bag, then you might want something like the Marge Sherwood, which is a classic fabric lining. And this is like the type of lining where you can like pull it out and clean it out, and it's just very easy maintenance. So overall, I'm really impressed by the Marge Sherwood. It is a lot cheaper as well. I would say this is the cheapest one out of the 3 bags, the Empire being the most expensive, of course. So the Empire is around $500, and the Alter Ego is around $300, and the Marge Sherwood is $200 something. So it kind of goes from that tier from most expensive to least expensive. And that concludes my review. So hopefully you enjoyed my review of these 3 different East-West bags. Again, there's the Coachtopia Alter Ego, there is the Marge Sherwood bag, and then of course there's the beautiful Empire. I will say, in terms of just pure visuals and design and quality, the Empire has my heart and I love her. But in terms of lifestyle and personal preference of what I could use the most and get the most cost per wear, it would probably have to be tied between the Marge Sherwood or the Coachtopia bag. But I hope you enjoyed my review, and definitely comment below on which bag you think I should keep. Maybe I can keep 2 and justify that by saying one's a more casual everyday bag, and then one is for that, special night out, or just wanting to feel like a boss babe bag. But yeah, here are the 3 bags, and I hope you liked my review. And again, let me know your thoughts. Do you have any of these bags? Which one do you like the best? Which one do you think I should keep? And hopefully you found this video helpful. Yeah.